Hi, this is Patricia. Step with your dream power. And I advertise this as I want to talk about money and how to earn money. And then we are going to do that. But I want this to be your best year. Why not? As far as we know, we only get one chance around this planet. And so why not make this the best year you've ever had? Even if you had a great year last year, this one could be so much better. And so let's go after that. A lot of people don't set goals. The reason you set a goal is for growth. You want to become more of who you are. You want to stretch yourself. You want to grow in what you're capable of doing and unlocking some of that potential. And yet a lot of people don't set goals. Well, why don't they? Let's talk about that for a minute. How many times have you set this New Year's resolution and by maybe January 5th or maybe by today, January 10th, you've already not accomplished some of it? And that becomes frustrating, and we become frustrated with us. And the same thing happens when we set goals. I can't tell you how many times I set a goal I did not achieve. And then I like maybe reset it, or I maybe lower my goal, and and it just wouldn't happen. And well, after a while, you just think it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And so you stop setting them. Well, the reason it's not working is because you don't understand how the mind works. And many times we set the wrong type of goal. A lot of businesses, and if you're a business owner, please take this to heart. Please listen to this because this is so important. In businesses, they tie goals to performances. So many times, what people will do is they will set a goal that they know they can achieve because they know that's tied to their performance, that's tied to their evaluation, that's tied to a possible raise. So you want to make sure that you set a goal that you know you can achieve. I did that when I was working for somebody else. Why would I set a goal that I wasn't sure I could achieve? Like that just sets you up for failure, right? So they set very safe goals. Well, there's no inspiration in that. If you know how to do something, you can do it. I had a friend one time who set this goal for the year and he achieved it in the month of January. And what he said was, well, got that done. I don't have to worry about that particular piece of the goal. He'd accomplished it in a month. What could have happened if he'd have felt the freedom to set a really massive goal, but maybe not achieved it? Well, probably it would have showed up on his evaluation as a poor or red mark on his evaluation. So what did he do? He set a very safe goal. That's a lot of businesses do. You don't realize the potential that you're clamping down on the people that are working for you when you tie that goal to every performance and you tie that to that possible raise. So another type of goals people set are ones that they think they can achieve. They talk to this client and are really pretty sure they're going to come on board. And so then they set this goal based on that. And they're pretty sure it's going to happen anyway. Again, not a really good type of goal. You've got to set a goal that inspires you to get up in the morning, that wants you to, get out of bed and you're excited to go after it. And here's what's the beauty of setting a really big, exciting goal is usually when you set a goal in one area of your life, and it could be in any area of your life. It could be a financial goal. It could be a new job. It could be relationship. It could be health. But what happens is when you start to go after a really big goal in one area of your life, all the other parts of your life tend to rise with it. And you tend to see other things happening. So that's why I always tell my clients, just work on one or two goals. Don't have 5 or 10 goals. That's overwhelming. So start with one or two goals, usually like a professional goal and a personal goal, and start working on those. And as you start working on those goals, you're going to see other things in your life just start to come together for you. So purpose of the goal is for growth. Set the right type of goal, one that inspires you, that excites you, that makes you want to go after it. Now, Here's the problem I see a lot of people in the beginning of the year. We think that if we just work harder and do a little more, things will change and that will be what happens for us. How many times have you been told, work harder, get a little more education, learn a little bit more, and then things will turn around? I'm here to tell you that that's probably not going to happen. So here's the thing. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So we do a little more of the same thing, expecting a different result. And chances are, you may have a little bit of an improvement because a little bit more, result. But if you really want to have massive results, it starts with what's between your two ears. It starts with your thinking. If you want to change your life, you've got to change your mindset. Why? Well, let's go back to those goals. We had that habitual thought pattern, maybe, that gotta set these goals really low because you can't achieve much. Where's that coming from? It's coming from your habitual thinking. What if you could just remove that? What if you could just go after what you really want? What if you could set that really big goal and say, this is what I want. I don't know how I'm going to achieve it. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know what the steps are going to be, but this is what I want. Now that's changing your whole thought process. And so, are you willing and able to do something different? Well, we are probably able. We're all able to shift our thinking, but are we willing to shift our thinking? Are we willing to do the things that we need to do in order to accomplish the things we really want? You have to ask yourself that. You see, creating wealth and earning more money, it's a science. It's not a secret. It's a science. And if you follow the steps, you can do it. There's some really good books. Two of my favorite ones. My very favorite one is The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wallace, written way back in the early 1900s. But there is so much information in that book. But here's what happens. Most people just read it and it's a great book. That's what I used to do with Think and Grow Rich. I read through that book a couple times by Napoleon Hill. And I thought, well, this is a really good book, but I didn't understand it. There's a difference between reading one of those books and really understanding and learning from those books. And so, most people just don't understand the information in there. In fact, Napoleon Hill, in the beginning of Think and Grow Rich, he talks about how in every chapter, there are several clues as to what you need to do. But he's not going to come out and tell you. He wants you to discover it. How do you discover it? By thinking and understanding. You can't just read a book like that once and put it down. You have to study that book, because just like in The Science of Getting Rich, every paragraph is full of great information, and you have to learn to study it. So what do I do? Well, I'm a high performance mentor, and I help people to unlock their potential. And I work with individuals or teams to help them do that so that it brings all their potential to the surface. And when you bring somebody's potential to the surface, they do more, they become more, and they're more creative, and more gets accomplished. And so that's what I work with people to do, because it's not about working harder. It's about working smarter. You work smarter when you shift your mindset and you start thinking about what you want instead of looking at the reality of what's in front of you. You see, that's what most of us do. We look at what's in front of us and then we try to improve from that. No, you decide what you want. You get to create your own reality. You get to decide. And then you start to build a plan based on what you want, not the reality that you see. So most people lack confidence that they can actually do something, because we look at things and we think maybe it's difficult or hard, or we have this mental idea of this lack and limitation. And then we think we don't deserve to have something, and that other people can do what we cannot. And so we go around with that all the time. And I want you to realize that you've got one life, as far as we know, one life. Why not make this year the year that you choose to change your life and to make it so much better? And take the actions and take the time to really start thinking about what you can do to change your life. So we have to be conscious of becoming what we want to be. There's, I think it was James Allen said, you become what you think about all day long. Well, if you become what you think about all day long, what are you thinking about? Are you thinking about how you can accomplish what you want to accomplish? Or are you thinking about how difficult it is? Or you're not even thinking? Let's be honest, most people don't really think. They just allow the world to toss them around. And I'm sorry if that's hurting anybody's feelings. I just want to be honest with you because I care about you and I want you to know that you can change your life. So a lot of times we just, allow the world just kind of toss us around. But you have a choice. You have a choice. And the good that you're seeking, that goal, that desire that you have in your mind, it's looking for you. It's just waiting for you to put your hand out and say, here I am. I'm ready to take it. And this could be the year. So focus on what you want. Get so dialed in to what is it you want that is always top of mind. And if I would come and ask you what's your goal for the year, like that, you'd be able to tell me because you're so focused. You see, thoughts are powerful things. That's the first sentence in Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich book. Thoughts are things. Thoughts are things. Thought energy is the most powerful energy in the world. And that's how everything is formed. We think it first, and then we figure it out. Just like an inventor or an artist or a musician, they think of that idea first, and then they produce it. Well, you have thoughts too, and you think it first, and then you make it come into being. And keep this in mind, whether it's something you want or don't want, and you're thinking it, you're bringing it into your life. So when we think of lack and limitation, the empty bank account, things like that, we are creating more of that for us. So stop thinking of the things you don't want. Just think of what you do want. Sounds simple, doesn't it? It's very simple, but it's not easy. The idea is simple. The implementing it is not easy. So when you have a really big goal, it gives you a purpose in life, a purpose of what you're going after. And here's what a lot of people do when they have goals. They'll have a goal, and because it doesn't happen, then they change it. And then that one doesn't happen, so they change it. And then they keep changing and changing and changing. And that just causes confusion. And when you have all that confusion going on, you get nothing. So we need to make sure that we can focus on what it is we want and keep that focus and allow the power in the universe to give you the ideas and suggestions and to show you where the resources are and the people that you need and the mentors that you need to help you to accomplish that goal. So if you can see it in your mind, you definitely can hold it in your hand. And that's something Bob Proctor taught me when I was coaching with him. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Our problem is we do not focus long enough to hold those things in our hand. So what you're earning today, you are earning because of the knowledge that you have. And you are earning that amount of money because you are, in a certain place. But when you want to earn more and when you want to grow your business, you have to have new knowledge, which is why you have to have growth in yourself. And you have to have the understanding of how the science of earning money works. And so it's a matter of learning that science and the steps that you need in the process so that you too can change your life. So results are a reflection on our actions, and we are all controlled. All the actions we have are controlled by our subconscious mind. So our subconscious mind is very subjective. It doesn't accept or reject an idea. It just, it just accepts it. And whatever you tell it, that it just does. But that subconscious mind is where all our habits are. So our habits are controlled by our subconscious, And if you're thinking that you can't do something, then you just won't go and do it. And that's because of the control that that subconscious has on you. So we have to be able to shift our thinking and be able to shift our habitual thought process in order to change our actions. So the actions and results all come from your mindset. So I hope that helps you. And I put an idea there. If this is making any sense to you, and you are ready to make a massive change in your life in this year, please, schedule one of those breakthrough sessions so we can see where your thinking is and what it is that you want. And I will help you to get some ideas as to how you can shift your thinking, give you some things to listen to, articles to read that will help you to go from where you are to where you really want to be and make that massive change. Because there's nothing that makes me sadder than talking with people 1 year and then 6 months or a year later, nothing's changed. And that's what, well, probably about 95% of people go through. Nothing much changes in their life from year to year. And I don't want that to be you. I want you to have massive change in your life in 2023. So go ahead and book some of the sessions. I've opened up my calendar a bit to accommodate people. So, feel free to do that. No pressure. No pressure at all. Just want to help you. All right. This is Patricia Stapler with your Dream Power. I want you to be the magic in your own dreams.